Alright, today is May 31st. Nothing too exciting today. Jeremy just finished up hauling manure. He's unhooking the 185 right now off the tanker. Maybe we ought to go give him a hand real quick. Allie and Wes are putting the skid steer on those forks again and getting that basket. And then my cousin and the guy that works for him, they're building a shade right now. And then they just got done building this one. They already had some braces set up, so all they had to do was the runners and then these top rails. That's what they're working on, the third one right now, so this would be the second one. Since they got that done, we're going to go ahead and put a shade tarp on this one, which I'm not going to bore you with. But other than fixing the fence, I got a water trough leak in, had to put a new temperature probe on the cooling system on the feed-lane. That's about it for today. So, are you done? How many loads did you haul?
I don't know, 15?
10 or 15?
Count. I hauled more when I had to start hurting again.
Did you guys do silage bales, or are you going to help do the tarp?
I was just going to do silage bales. I didn't know you were going to do the tarp. So that's hurting again.
Just let Allie drive and you can just go do silage bales for now, and then you can help finish up. Today's Tuesday. This has been in plastic for 20 or 21 days now. So we're going to open it up real quick. Plan is I got 5 days worth of baleage in open lines right now, and then that'll leave, when those are gone, that'll leave about 300 bales from last year. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open the pile and then start feeding about 50% of the baleage and 50% of that for a few days, and then slowly keep adding more and more of the grass silage. So that's what we're going to do right now, is open it up. I think it's like already 6 o'clock this afternoon. Haven't really had too much going on, just had to fix a water trough. Yesterday me, Wes, and Jeremy fixed it, and then today me and Wes had to readjust it a little bit. Sunk down on one side. So anyway, we're gonna get started on that. Alright. Used the tires that were up here on the front. Made a line about halfway across. Ran out of tires. One got a bundle of sidewalls. Spread them out of across there, helped finish the line off. Used the wheel loader bucket and drug the dirt off as best I could. So now I'm gonna go cut the plastic off over and then drag it off this way and then roll the dirt off with it. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard to do by myself, but I'll get it done. Zero breeze right now. Extremely humid. Got sweat running in my eyes. Got sweat running down my legs. But we finally got all the plastic out of the dirt. Just had to wad it up, throw it away. We came up a little short on the Seal Fresh, but I had that little strip and just laid it up there. And then let's go look at. So you can see some of the triticale. It got pretty stemmy, but other than that, I mean, it looks pretty good. So far the analyst said 38% dry matter, so a little dry, but not too bad. Smells good. There's a little bit of a long piece. Cows should like it. So the first load that we mixed tonight, or the last load that we mixed today, we'll go half and half. Half baleage, half this. So be about 3,000 pounds of this. Alright, we got all the plastic thrown away. We just got the feed wagon set up and put half the baleage in, so like we actually put like 3,200 pounds of baleage, and we need 3,000 pounds of the silage. So I already came over here, like I said, got all the plastic thrown away, and then cleaned all the dirt up. So just made it nice and smooth and made a pile of dirt over there. So we're gonna get our first scoop here. Let's see what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight in over there. That's all I'm gonna do for now. Maybe tomorrow and get it all kind of cleaned up. But we're gonna get our first scoop and see what it looks like. All right, we got a first scoop. Yeah. Nice and cold down here. It was hot on top, but in the sunlight. Nice and cold. Smells good. Looks a little wetter than I would have thought. And it's nice and cold right there. Yeah. Looks pretty good. So we'll get this mixed up and then we'll put it out and see what it looks like on the feed lane. Alright, we ran all the feed off, so let's stop and check it out real quick. I mean, it looks pretty good. It's a little drier than I wanted it to be, but you can see like some of this stuff here. Yeah, I just have one piece in my hand. That's from the baleage. Actually, that's not. See like this piece here, that piece there. That's from the baleage. And then like that dark leaf there, that's going to be from the silage pile. Some of them smaller pieces are going to be from the silage pile. It looks pretty good. It's going to get a lot better when we take off the baleage out of it. So we did pick up a few rocks in that first little scoop. That's because we were using the little dozer to push, using the tractors to pack, and then there was right there Wes having to come off the pile with the little dozer to push it up the rest of the way. Kind of busted up the rock pad. But once we get into it a little bit, he stayed on the grass most of the time unless he came off for diesel or to blow it off or something. So after that, it should be pretty good, but yeah, just right there on the end, we got a little bit of rock that we picked up, which same thing happened with the corn silage, so it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Now we did chop probably, I think it was 3 years in a row. I was like Case's age, so this would have been 25 years ago or more. I barely remember it. I don't remember the first couple years that they did. The last year that we chopped, I remember that because I would run over to the barn in the morning and ride with the guy chopping, and then I would ride in the truck, and then I'd end up riding the pack tractor some. So I remember that. I don't really remember any details, so I'm going to say I had to be like 7 or 8 years old. And then for whatever reason, stopped chopping, and we haven't done any until last year. Which the corn silage we had bought standing in the field, and then it was kind of already see how would you say that? I guess the farmer had planted it to harvest it, with a combine to get the corn, but the way that year was, it wasn't going to produce very much corn, so he decided to go ahead and chop it, and had the same guy we used for this pile lined up to chop it, and we got word of it, and we ended up buying the whole thing standing in the field, and basically just paid the farmer for the corn standing in the field. So had that chopped last year. That was like 1,000 tons is all it made, and then this was 1,300 tons here. But having our own grass chopped, that hasn't happened in about 25 years. I don't know why. I know Wes told me before that they did chop some sorghum one time years ago, and I remember that year that I rode the chopper and stuff that they were doing coastal. But other than that, I don't really know why they stopped chopping, other than maybe it was a pain. I don't know. I know Wes said doing a pile like this was going to be a pain when we did the corn silage, because the last time 25 years ago, we had an open cab, 2-wheel drive, what was it, a 686 or 685, maybe even a 684 case tractor with a loader on it. And he said it was a mud hole, and it was hard to get into it, and hard to get the silage out of there and all that. But with the equipment we got now, with the wheel loader and stuff, there was no issues at all. I didn't waste. I mean, waste was like almost zero with the corn silage. It was very, very little. And then so it's something that we wanted to do for the last few years, because it's just getting harder and harder. Well, number one, it's harder to find help. Number two, it is harder to find help that has got some skill. And then the amount of time. I mean, it's a non-stop thing, where breakdowns and this or that, or you got to be doing this and you need to be doing that, and so you throw in 3 or 4 guys trying to cover 300 or 400 acres doing baleage and cutting it, baling it, wrapping it, hauling it, and all that. It just takes so much time. So the last few years we have struggled with that, and then now we are getting to chop some. So it's really hard to do the ryegrass, because all the ryegrass is ready at the same time. So we really wanted to do it now with that, chopping the ryegrass, to get over it. And I'm kind of rambling, but the better plan would have been if he would have been here a couple weeks earlier than he was, and then we would have got it all done and got a little higher quality out of it than what we got. But it's still okay. It's going to work out just fine. It wouldn't have been any better if we would have done it in baleage. Matter of fact, I don't know if we would have had enough dry days to get it done. We might still be trying to do it now. So the sorghum we hadn't chopped. The sorghum we had never chopped before. I guess Wes said something about 25 years ago, but I don't remember that. The years that we did do sorghum in the past, we would either green chop it, or we would cut it, bale it, and wrap it. So I'm taking the Kel-Tec off. It's a pain in the butt. So we'd cut it, bale, and wrap it, and then it was a pain to get the wagon and chew it up. And then we would be left with a bunch of little short stems where the feed wagon had chopped it up, left on the feed lane, or in the feed troughs then. So that's kind of another reason we quit doing the sorghum then. But 6 years ago, whatever it was. All right, well, I think I've rambled enough. I hope I made some sense. I probably didn't, but we will get back after it tomorrow. This is going to be the end of this video. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.